Is this the death of football? Is today one of the saddest ever days in footballing history? The birth of the European SuperLeague. Now, the way that I said it doesn't sound all that bad, but let me tell you who is involved. Firstly, you know the Glazers are behind it, and also Florentino Perez. That's all you need to know. Literally, it is that bad. It is that bad. It is literally in those two names. Now, I want you guys to understand the severity of the Super League and who is involved and everything that you really need to know. Because us as fans were not told once or asked once what our opinion is. As fans, I feel like we have a right to say, yes, we want our club to go into this direction, or even be told well in advance. We weren't told. We were just like, Manchester United is now part of the Super League. Okay, great. But what does that actually mean? What is the Super League? The Super League consists of, well, let me just get the link up, it'll be easier for you guys. The Super League consists of 12 teams. 6 from England, the big 6, who technically aren't even the big 6 at this very moment, which for me is just weird. Man U, Liverpool, agree with that. City, agree with that, right? For the big 6, I'm not saying to be in this league. Arsenal, agree, kind of. Spurs, not too sure. Chelsea, agree. Now, Spurs is the one that has actually not really been a big 6 over the past 5 to 10 years, only because Leicester has actually won a Premier League in that time as well. I think all of the other clubs have actually won a Premier League. So, history recently hasn't been kind for Tottenham, but we're not going to sit here and slag them off. What we are going to slag off is the idea behind this concept, why we don't like it. The structure is embarrassing. It's a disgrace, as Gary Neville said in his interview. If you guys have not seen that, go check it out. And also, guys, make sure to subscribe, like, right down below, disgraceful Super League if you guys do not like it, or put a comment as to why you like the Super League concept, if you think it's a good business decision or whatever. Even though maybe it's a good business decision, but as fans, we're not all going to enjoy it. The thing that I hate about this, guys, is the structure. It just does not make sense, right? 15 founder clubs, 12, obviously I haven't named the other 6, but let me just name the other 6 now. Juve, AC Milan, Inter, Barca, Atletico, and Real Madrid. No PSG, no Bayern Munich. Basically the best 2 clubs in Europe, according to last UCL, are not there. We'll talk about the UCL in a bit because it actually gets quite dramatic. But this is a madness. This is honestly a madness, and this is something that I never thought that I would even consider being a topic, right? These guys might get kicked out of the Premier League. These guys might be kicked out of their own domestic leagues. But as fans, we're not going to see, we might not even see another Manchester United versus Leeds again, which is really upsetting. We might not see an FA Cup underdog story, so MK Dons beating United again. I know for me it's bad, but for the neutral it's amazing. That underdog story just goes away just like that. So that is something that I do not like. And also, as I said, the Super League, the structure of the Super League is stupid. You got 15 founder clubs, there are 3 to be announced, right? These guys cannot get relegated, but there are 5 that can basically be promoted or relegated, right? So there are 5 clubs that aren't founder clubs, that aren't these big 6 and big 12, whatever, and plus 3, that won't get relegated. Now here's the surprising part. Guess how much each club gets? I might have read this incorrectly, but they get $3.5 billion each, or they get $450 million each. I'm not sure which one, but I'm pretty sure Sky Sports released a statement saying they get $3.5 billion each for entering and accepting the invitation to the European Super League. Now, what are the ramifications behind this? For the business owners, not much, right? Honestly, not much. But for English football, less money in the game. For actually domestic football in general, there is just less money in the game. Nobody would want to watch games as much. And even domestic games, do you think that, not even domestic games, country to country, do you think that more people would want to watch Barca versus United if it's a frequent thing? I actually don't think so. I actually do not think so. And as I was saying, guys, the structure is so terrible that if Tottenham, say for example, are the worst club in the league for 5 years in a row, they don't get relegated. So what is the point? What is the point of having a league in which they cannot go up or down in? That is what I find disgusting. It's just a power statement. It's like, we've got money now, we're gonna get even more money then, and then after that, here's the messed up bit. After all of that money, we're gonna keep on making money, and the smaller clubs are gonna be losing money because we're gonna have all the TV revenue, we're gonna have everything. So this is what I do not like, and as fans, we should stand up against this. I'm curious to find out what footballers think of this. I'm curious to see what like Marcus Rashford would tweet out, because I feel like he would say something against it. But maybe players in clubs are required because of their contract to sign something, some sort of agreement. So that's why they might not even be able to come out. It is a sad day in footballing history. Now let's go through some of the tweets that Fabrizio Romano has tweeted out. And obviously he's tweeted out the structure of it, the organizational structure, who was behind it. He's tweeted out the 12 teams, so go check that out. Basically, I always go to Fabrizio Romano for the best quality content because I know that he's very reliable. He also says about the Euros and how not the Euros, how FIFA dispresses and disapproves this whole situation, and how basically these Big 6 or Big 12 teams backstabbed UEFA. It breaches the principles and could actually stop people from playing international football. So we might not see Rashford, we might not see Kane, we might not see Henderson, both Hendersons, in the England squad. We might not see Ronaldo in the Portugal, or Bruno Fernandes in the Portugal, or even João Felix in the Portuguese squad. We might not see any good Europa or Euro team. I don't know why I said Europa. Also, the Europa League and the Champions League might get permanently cancelled, or I don't know what's going to happen. What teams are going to be in there? Are we going to see Leicester in there now? Is Leicester now going to be the best in the Premier League? Now the best of the rest, technically, in the Premier League is going to be like Leicester. So the best of the rest in the Premier League is going to be a Premier League for the best of the rest, which doesn't make sense either if that is the case. So, and apparently Premier League released a statement saying that if these clubs want to go and join the Super League, they have to leave the Premier League. So that's the worst thing about it. They're joining Super League, they're leaving the Premier League, which basically is another power move by these big clubs. They're like, you know what? We don't need you. We got money, man. You need us. So we're going. And if they are to join back, from what I've seen or heard, it is practically impossible for these clubs to go back to the Premier League. If what I've heard is true, they would start back in the 5th division of English football, which they probably will not do. Well, they definitely will not do. So yeah, it is really bad. What else has Romano tweeted? So 3 more clubs to be added, and that is it. Nobody really talks about it. Well, he doesn't really talk about the rest because there is no other information. Let me just refresh to see if there's any new information that has come out in this time. And yes, there are. There is new information. Okay, founder clubs are gonna receive 3.5 billion euros for their infrastructure investment plans and to offset the impact of the COVID pandemic. Right? Nothing done or announced yet about Bayern, Leipzig and Porto joining. Oh my god. So basically the only big club that might not be joining is PSG. So this is insane. So if PSG were the only club to not join, I guarantee Mbappe will leave. I guarantee Neymar will leave. The rest of football, the best teams will be bulked up. Jack Grealish will leave because now teams can afford to buy players. Now all of the worst thing about this as well, yeah, is anybody can now buy anyone from all the smaller teams. So all the smaller teams might receive a little bit of money, but they'll literally be bought out just like that. And I'm confused to see why Dortmund aren't in the mix, why Ajax aren't actually in the mix. I'm confused to see that. But hey ho guys, let me know your thoughts down below. Until next time guys, in a bit, peace.